Alright, so today's video is nothing fancy. It doesn't have any fancy camera tricks or cinematic B-roll sequences. Today I'm just asking a question. I don't have the answers. I don't have this one figured out. Maybe some of you guys do. Maybe some of you are struggling with the same thing and need to know that it's okay to ask these questions. I don't know, maybe this video is a little bit more like a personal journal. Definitely an inside look about the life of an entrepreneur, the life of somebody running their own business. This is the inside look that people don't actually share. You know, behind the entrepreneur movement, I guess you could call it, is this like hustle mentality. You know, you always have to be working. You've always got to be working hard, pushing for the next thing, driving things forward, working 70, 80-hour weeks because you're an entrepreneur and that's just what you do. I don't believe in that. I don't want to believe in that. I don't think that's how things have to be. But especially this week, it's gotten into my head and I found that I kind of do believe that. I kind of do think that I should be working just ridiculous hours and that things shouldn't be working unless I do. The reality of our business journey so far is that we've actually found success running this video production company. It's worked out well for us and for our clients. And I haven't been killing myself. I haven't been working ridiculous hours. It's actually worked out quite well for us. But I still get wrapped up in this idea that I need to be working all of the time. And that builds into this, mental spiral that, I'm not working hard enough. So then I need to work harder. And then I need to find things to work harder in. And I need to have more meetings and I need to be doing more work. And it spirals and it builds and it becomes this overwhelming thing that can kill any productivity or hope you had of getting anything done in a day because what you were supposed to be doing, well, you're not. Under this hustle mentality, I feel like I should always be working and never be resting. And that's just, that's a recipe for burnout. And if you've been following these videos, you already know that I've been there before. And yet I still have the tendency to go through those same patterns. So I guess this is my question for today. How do you avoid that hustle mentality that leads to that just overwhelming sense that you constantly need to be working? How do you justify in your mind a good amount of work? Because as your own boss, you're the one deciding when the day starts and when the day ends. As your own boss, you are the one making the rules. So how do you know when you're working hard enough and you've earned a rest? And how do you know when is a season when you need to push and you need to work a little harder? I actually don't have the answers to these ones yet. This is a very honest and open look at the inside life of an entrepreneur in the early years. We haven't even finished our first year of business yet. There's so much that I don't know, and I'm slowly becoming aware of how little I actually know about this process and how much I need to learn. I kind of had two questions coming into today, and I want to hear your response. If you're somebody who's watching this for the first time, or you're somebody who's followed, I think we're up to like 11 episodes now, so it's been about 11 weeks that we've been doing this. If you've been following this since the beginning, or if you're somebody new, I'd love to hear your perspective. How do you avoid that overwhelming sense that you need to be doing more? How do you know when you can celebrate the successes, when you can rest, when you can enjoy that things are working? I know this doesn't necessarily apply to everybody. I know some of you might have to be putting in just these crazy amounts of hours to make your business work. But as you reach a point where that's not necessarily the case, how do you justify that? How do you reason within yourself that you're allowed to succeed without putting a ridiculous amount of man hours and your time into it? The second question I had coming into today was a little bit more personal. I tend to get really, really wrapped up in these thoughts and these ideas, and it can spiral into a bit of anxiety. It can be overwhelming at times when these circles of thoughts kind of whirl around and can overwhelm you and wrap you up. I believe each and every one of us actually does go through a bit of a depression and anxiety at different times in our life. I think that's just reality. How do you cope with those anxious thoughts, those overwhelming ideas when you need to keep getting things done? When are the times when you can sit aside and understand that this is the best I can do today? And when are the times you need to push through? Those questions have been running through my head quite a bit lately as somebody who runs their own business, there's nobody telling me the rules. There's nobody telling me what I should and shouldn't be doing. There's lots of opinion on the internet about it, but at the end of the day, I'm the one who decides what I do. I mean, it's all up to me, and it's the success, the failure is all on my shoulders. Today isn't a how-to or a how to fix something or how to do something better. Today is just an inside look at the reality of being an entrepreneur, that not everything is exciting and super thrilling and constantly creative, and it's not all 100% hustle and work hard and just keep going and shove your emotions aside. Emotions are a part of any human life, and if we deny that, our success is going to be unhealthy and short-lived. So I think that might be the bigger question, maybe a third bonus question out of today. How do you live as a healthy entrepreneur? I'm going to be exploring that a little bit more. I'm going to dig into that in the weeks to come and hopefully produce another video sharing some of the results and some of the successes I've had, maybe some of the failures. But for today, I'd love to hear your answers to these questions. You know, how do you live as a healthy person, really? But how do you live healthy as an entrepreneur, as a business owner? How do you deal with the thoughts and the anxiety that can come with it? And how do you deal with that hustle mentality? Do you have to live in this hustle mentality and constantly working 80 and 90-hour weeks? Or is there a better way? And when you reach that better way, how do you let yourself relax? So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Hit me up in the comments below. I'd love to know what you're thinking about this, what your experiences are like, whether you're new to the channel or whether you've been here from the start. I'd love to hear your answers to those 3 questions. If you enjoy this kind of real, raw, inside look, honest look into the life of an entrepreneur, a business owner, somebody who's early on in the stages who hasn't necessarily made it yet, you hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell to be notified when I post new videos so you can keep up with my journey, and I'd love to keep up with yours. So hit us up in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective on these things. I'd love to follow along in your journey too. Hit that like button if this video has meant anything to you. If it does, share it with somebody. This entrepreneur life isn't something we have to do alone. So throw this up on your social media, share it if you know somebody or you think you might know somebody who's going through similar thoughts or has similar questions. Just might help make their life a little bit better. Anyway, that's enough harassment for all the things I need from you on YouTube. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.